More now, though, on the decision not to punish Wasps, and I'm joined by Leigh, the Assistant Sports Editor and Rugby Union Correspondent for the Manchester Evening News. Neil, welcome to the studio.
Hi, Ian.
What are Sale thinking? They must be pretty disappointed with this decision.
Yeah, I mean, very disappointed, but perhaps not totally surprised, actually, because there was a fear beforehand that possibly the decision might go in favour of Wasps. I think the perception among certainly Sale's fans is that Wasps are seen as an establishment club. You know, they're from the south, the old boy network and what have you. I mean, obviously there's more factors involved than that. But as you say, they're now going to sort of wait and see what the written evidence is before deciding on what the next step.
So are you expecting something to be announced maybe tomorrow? Obviously they have the press day every week. We obviously bring the views from Sale starting on a Wednesday ahead of the weekend games, or do you think it might be a bit later on? They might take a bit of time to assess it, perhaps? Yeah,
they'll look at it very carefully. I mean, Premier Rugby, in their statement last night, they said 48 hours, so you can read into that what you will, because the decision was made about 7 o'clock. I'm sure Sale have got a few ideas already about what they will or won't do, but until they actually see it in black and white, they don't want to box themselves in a corner and commit to one course of action when suddenly they realise they've got to change their mind.
OK. I mean, this letter that they'll be sending out, I guess this will be explaining the decision and saying what the mitigating circumstances are, perhaps. And you've said before that you have an idea what it could be.
Yeah, well, the actual wording was that the case was not proven, the charge of breaching sort of Premiership regulations. But it's my understanding that the central plank of Wasp's argument relates to some arcane laws within the IRB rules. Now, the IRB are the overall game rulers. No one can argue with them. And within there, it actually says that if, in the opinion of one team, a pitch constitutes a danger to the safety of the players, then that overrides everything else, regardless of the referee, what the opposition's view is. And if that's there in black and white, then really there's nothing you can do. You can't argue against that, ludicrous as that might seem. Yeah,
of course, at the time, I probably should explain that the referee said that the pitch was playable. Sale were happy to play it, but it was Wasps who said that there was too much water on the playing surface and that it would be a danger to the team. Now, at the time, there was quite an outcry with people saying that this was a dangerous law. Frank Cotton, of course, was in the Manchester Evening News saying that he thought it was ridiculous and it was sort of almost a tarnished sort of image of the game as well to have this rule.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were perhaps hoping that the decision would go the other way, not just because of Sale involved, but for the precedent it sets and for the principle involved, really. I mean, the Leicester Tigers coach, Richard Cockerell, he came out publicly last week and said that, in a way, what Wasps had done was tantamount to bringing the game into disrepute. So quite strong stuff there. And I think a lot of other clubs on the QT felt a great deal of sympathy for Sale's position and that they'd done nothing wrong. All they wanted to do was play a game of rugby. And as you say, the other issue is that really now it gives carte blanche to any club, seeing that this decision last night, to say, for whatever reason, if they've got injuries, if there's anything else going in the background, they can pull this argument out of the hat, and no one can do anything about it. It does set a very dangerous precedent. OK, well, thanks very much for coming in today, Neil. In a word, will Sale appeal, do you think? I'd say no. OK, well, we'll see. We'll watch it with interest, but thank you. Take a look at the weather now.